Awesome. We're recording.
Okay, cool.
How you doing? I'm Seven. That you're watching Sonic Eclectic Vision presents. Right now we have Jon Truei. How you doing, Jon?
Hey, how's it going? I'm pretty good.
Pretty.
Just freezing, but
Yeah.
otherwise pretty good.
Awesome. Awesome. Now we met at the Urban Action Showcase. You're a director,
Yes,
and
trying as always.
no, you did it, man. The Meta Captain, I loved it. I thought I was watching TV. Tell people a little bit about Meta Captain and your other productions.
Um, well, I started doing just like I wouldn't even say kung fu movies at this point, but I started doing like martial arts movies, and like when I was in pretty much at the end of when I was in middle school and onwards. So I've always been trying to come up with some sort of like new way to do a martial arts movie. And Meta Captain he's kind of like a Power Ranger-esque character in our movie Secondary Education, and um, there's a director I worked for a while ago, and he used to be like because I do like to do stuff like this all the time. Like if you looked at Secondary Education and the Meta Captain, like very obviously me and Eric Lim, who created the movie, we love Power Rangers and just Super Sentai and Tokusatsu stuff in general. But this director I work for, he used to always be like, well, you can't just like remake all of the stuff you like. If you're going to do an homage or a throwback to anything that you like, it's got to include all the stuff that you liked, but then it's got to be like a little bit different. So, and I think that I thought that was really great advice, and I just try to look at movies that I really like that are kind of like that. And one of the most major movies like that for me is like The Incredibles, which is that's like one of my top 3 Pixar movies probably. But like The Incredibles it's a great movie, and it's like oh, they took they took this like family dramedy and they just made everybody in the family some of the like a member of the Fantastic Four, and then they took the plot of Watchmen and changed it a little bit. So it's like a lot of this stuff about that movie is not really original, but the way they took all of those little things from different places they liked and put them together,
All the elements, right?
Yeah, it was a fresh combination, and it was funny, and it was kind of new, but at the same time it was really really like old school. And so that's what we were trying to do with this. It's like, oh, how can we do Power Rangers and have it feel like that, but be a little bit different, and but still be full of like a sort of throwbacks to all the sort of stuff that we like. So the way I've described this movie to a lot of people, it's like if you took the Breakfast Club and then you put them into the Magic School Bus, and then you made their chemistry teacher a Power Ranger, and that's what it's all about.
It's interesting because I thought I was watching a Power Ranger type movie, but I also thought I was watching an after school special because you added so much education elements to it. Like you were actually teaching science within was that intentional?
Well, yeah, of course, because like I'm a '90s kid, and I don't even know what kids watch these days, but I used to watch like Wishbone and Bill Nye and Magic School Bus and like Eyewitness, that sort of stuff. So like they had tons of really great educational programming when I was like a little kid. So it's like, oh, like what, like that was just one of those things where I was like, oh, that would be hilarious if we kind of like snuck like a science moral like the whole movie setup is like based around a science lesson, and then it pays off at the end. They use the science lesson to defeat a lobster monster, and it's like, hey, you can defeat mutant monsters too if you pay attention in class. And
We're actually showing a clip right now as you speak, where Meta Captain is saving the day in the bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Oh man. So where do you go from here with this project? Are you shopping it? Are you creating more episodes to build a fan base?
Shopping it. We're going to be bringing I've submitted, including Urban Action Film Festival, we've submitted the short film to a good number of festivals. Originally, we premiered pretty much right away on Justin Lin's YouTube network. It's called Yum Yum F, You Offend Me, You Offend My Family. And that's where we wanted to make sure that like right when we finished the movie that we'd be able to get it right out there, get people to like who were excited to see it, like a chance to look at it on the web in a very easy way. But yeah, right now in February we're going to present the short and pitch materials at Kid Screen Summit in New York, which is it's like a young entertainment trade show of some sort, and we have a whole bunch of episodes outlined, and they're similar to this. Like every episode is like they're always centered around some major like landmark event that you would remember in high school, like somehow like humorously tied in with like a really blatant throwback to like some sort of movie situation that we all remember, or a genre we all remember, or sometimes even like a specific movie. Because there's an episode that we want to do is that I call the Space Jam episode, which is really just it's like if I stole the plot from Predator and Space Jam and then put it into secondary education. Like they're like that.
That's amazing, man. Oh man. So what are there any other projects in the works, or this is the main focus right now?
Well, just in December we released. I did another kung fu short film, which I shot like way earlier last year, but I got tied up finishing it. But we finally released it in December. I did it with my friend Keith Min from LBP Stunts in Chicago. That movie's online now. It's kind of like if anybody's familiar with Shaw Brothers, it's kind of my spin on an internet martial arts tutorial, but it's semi-narrative, and it uses like an editing device that I used to love. All the like when I watched old 70s kung fu movies all the time, where it'd be like, oh, you'd see this guy like training in the woods, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna train the strength of my kicks, and you see him like kicking pots and like breaking off his kicks, and then like at the very end of the movie when he's gonna kill the villain, like right before he kicks him, you see his leg breaking a pot, so you remember how hard he trained to have that killing kick. So my stuntman friend Keith, he's like a fantastic kung fu teacher, and he teaches SHINee, which is like a really particular kung fu style. And the only big movie that ever showcased it was The One with Jet Li, but that was in 2001. And we're like, oh, let's do, because there isn't really that much media coverage of it, let's do a showcase of that martial art. So what he does is he performs an entire form segment of SHINee, and as he does it, you see what the techniques would be like applied on multiple attackers, intercut, just like an old Shaw Brothers movie, except the whole thing is composed of that rather than just like one or two instances of it. It's like every time he does a move, you see it's like, oh, well, he's doing this or he's doing that, and that's the whole shtick behind that.
Do you have a website that people could follow and keep up with what you're working on?
I need one. I do, but right now my Vimeo operates as that. It's let me see what the URL is. I believe it's just vimeo.com/Jon Truei, which is JONTRUEI. But that I would need to, yes, that's me. Vimeo.com/JONTRUEI. That's where I stockpile all my stuff. But eventually I do need to get a real site.
Cool. Awesome. Well, if Sonic Eclectic can help in any way to make that happen, if you would like us to showcase your stuff, we definitely would like to do that.
Of course. I'll send you a link to the Keith Min Kung Fu project, because that's one that we're very proud of. I'm really glad it's finally done.
Awesome. All right, cool. So keep us abreast of what's going on. Any trailers or anything? We'd love to talk to you again and find out a little bit more. And everybody, please check out the Vimeo. It's great stuff. And again, you're watching Sonic Eclectic Vision. Thank you.
Yep.